Hey you guys, welcome back to the Secret Garden Homestead. Today we are going to be making pasta, and I've never done this before. I'm a little intimidated. I always get to this point where I have one jar of pasta, like spaghetti noodles left, and then I have to decide, am I going to attempt to make pasta from scratch, or am I going to go to Costco and just buy some more? And I've always bought some more. And my husband just went to Costco this week and he did not buy pasta, so we're gonna try to make it ourselves. The recipe that I'm gonna be using is Ruth Zimmerman's recipe, and it calls for 6 cups of flour. So that's what I'm gonna start with. And yeah, we basically have set up to do this pretty much all day today. The back table behind me, I have towels laid out because we're gonna have to dry some of the pasta. And so this is exciting. This is our first time making pasta here on the homestead, an excellent way to preserve your eggs. I have Lily here with me, and this is my oldest, and this is not really going to be a how-to video because there's a ton of how-to videos, and in fact Ruth has a how-to video on her channel already. But for anyone that's new to homesteading or preserving their own food, or just more interested in kind of self-sufficiency in general, this feels really intimidating. I was not raised making everything from scratch, so I'm slowly learning myself and teaching the kids how to do things from scratch, and this one seemed like something, because I have eggs and I have flour, that I can easily do. This is just another skill that we're learning here on the homestead while the garden is flourishing and the orchard is flourishing outside. Before I get into actually making pasta, I wanted to take a quick second to show you what's going on outside. The month of June for me has been all about learning new skills. As a new homesteader, everything kind of feels daunting, and I have just learned that I have to take one skill at a time, and then as I get comfortable with it, I can pick up another. So because we've had so much coming in from the garden in the month of June, I have been learning to preserve like crazy. We had a bumper crop of Santa Rosa plums this year. I picked buckets and buckets of them and put them in the refrigerator, but I also canned up some plum sauce, which was delicious, and I think it would be a great addition to like a cooked duck or some pork chops. So I went and canned up 6 half pints and put them on our pantry. And then we had a large peach harvest, not large enough to preserve, but all of our trees, which we have 4 of them that had fruit on them, all ripened at the same time. But I ended up putting them in the refrigerator, and they've been storing great. And I just bring like 2 or 3 out and cut them up each day. And we have been enjoying fresh peaches for about 2 weeks now. And then our zucchini is coming in, and the cucumbers have been super productive. I have learned how to do refrigerator pickles. I have learned how to can hamburger pickles. And then I am going to now try, because my cucumbers are still producing for me going into the month of July, fermenting cucumbers. So while there's been a lot of preserving with stuff coming in from outside that I haven't really shown over the last month, I also have been contending with a lot of extra eggs, and that is why I really wanted to try my hand at making pasta. Okay, so Lily, the first thing that we're gonna do. Okay, so unfortunately, this is editing Christina, and my video did not record all the way through, and so I'm missing a lot of steps in the pasta making process. So I made my well of flour, which was 6 cups, and I had Lily crack 6 whole eggs, and I cracked 12 egg yolks, and I ended up saving the whites to make something different, and I put those in a jar, and I put them in the refrigerator, and then I added 12 yolks to Lily's bowl, and then I went ahead and put that in with 3/4 cup water, and then I started kneading it. It was a really big mess. I didn't realize how fragile I had to be with the well of flour, and so it did end up kind of going everywhere. It was kind of a calamity. I'm almost glad it didn't make it on camera. But in the future, I'll be a little more careful with that well, or I might just use a bowl, like a large bowl next time. Okay, sorry, my video spontaneously stopped. I don't know why. I've got a lot of kiddos running around doing stuff. Okay, I'm at this point where I've added the water, the eggs, and the flour, and I haven't even gotten to the oil yet, and this dough is incredibly wet. And so the recipe does call for 6 to 7 cups of flour, but I just assumed because I was using chicken eggs that we would need 6 cups, but we obviously need more. So I'm gonna go get another cup of flour. I'm gonna get my tablespoon of oil, and hopefully this dough comes together really nicely. Okay. I'm just gonna go like this. Get some flour on my hands so this is easier to work with. Get some flour under here too. I think coat the whole thing in flour. And hopefully this comes together better. Okay, I have another helper here. I told the kiddos today that we had to prep for pasta day, that we're making some noodles, and so they're all really excited. This part is probably not the most kid-friendly, unless you're pretty experienced, which I'm not. But the other parts where you're rolling things out, I think it's really, really fun. So I'm just gonna keep kneading this until this dough comes together better. And if I put too much flour, I plan to just add more water until I get a consistency of Play-Doh, which I'm not quite at yet. Now it feels a little bit dry, but I'm just gonna keep kneading it and see if I can get to a better consistency. And once I do, I'll let the kids knead a little bit also. Okay, you guys, it's getting better.
Can I knead it now?
You washed your hands, Jack?
Okay.
Yeah, so we're gonna divide this into 3-ish sections. I'm gonna have each of the kids do some kneading. I'll need the bigger one. Jack, you're gonna have to knead. Hold on, Lily. You have to scooch over a little bit. Jack, you're gonna do this one. And to knead, all we're gonna do is roll it like this. Oh, we need a little bit of flour. Where you're at. All right, you guys, I have been having trouble with my camera. It didn't capture much of what we just did. The kids helped me make little balls of pasta dough, and we are going ahead and putting them into small balls. We've rolled them out, kneaded them. They do feel like Play-Doh. And now I'm going to cover them in saran wrap, and in room temperature, I'm going to just have them rest for an hour. I'm going to do that so that the gluten can kind of rest, and then we'll go ahead and get our KitchenAid out and get everything rolled out in sheets. All right, you guys, it's been about an hour, and I'm at the part where I've already tested this. Like I said, this is my first time making pasta, and I've had this KitchenAid attachment pretty much since I've been married, almost 9 years now, and I've never used it. So I was kind of playing around, making sure I understand how to use it. But I have all these balls that I'm going to roll out. They're going to get really long, and behind me I have a table full of towels. I'm going to lay out the pasta in sheets first, let them dry out a little bit, and then I'm going to put on my fettuccine or spaghetti cutters and let those dry for like 3 days. This is actually a really fun part of the pasta making process. I really enjoy it. So I just realized I need a little bit of flour because the dough is a little bit on the sticky side as it's sat for a while. So I just put a little bit of flour down, cut this about in half, really get it kind of flat-ish. I'm going to turn my stand mixer onto a 2. Okay, and then on the side over here, there's a little dial. I'm going to put it at 2. I'm going to put it at 1. That's like the widest setting so that this really wide dough can actually go through. And then I'll go thinner and thinner, and I'll probably go to a thickness of about a 6. And this goes all the way to 8, I believe. So I'm not going as thin as it can go. I'm just going to go with about a 6. I think that's what I like. Oh, no. Okay, so this is what my table looks like. I ran out of space. This made way more pasta than I thought, which is both really exciting but also really intimidating. So now it's time to cut. Okay, so what I've done is I've grabbed my driest piece of, or my driest sheet of pasta. And the reason I did that is I want dry pasta going into, or semi-dry pasta going into the KitchenAid, and that's gonna give me the cleanest cut. And the smaller that I'm cutting the pasta, so like if I'm doing a spaghetti, I need this to be more dry, whereas if I'm doing like a fettuccine, I can have it be a little more wet. So see how this turns out.
See how this turns out.
Ooh, look at it!
She's making noodles fried with spaghetti.
You guys, this is so cool. I can't believe this. Okay. I'm gonna lay this back over onto my counter. They're all different sizes because my sheet wasn't perfectly shaped, but that's okay. I don't need them all to be the same size. This is totally awesome. And I think I could go like 50% faster the second time around. Okay, and here's the finished product. I did a lot of spaghetti type noodles, and then I also did fettuccine. I am gonna let these dry for about 3 days, just air dry. They should get nice and brittle. Right now they're not brittle at all. And then I'll go ahead and pack them away in glass mason jars, and we'll probably use all this up in the next month or two. So this process we'll probably do about once a month. Just to make fresh noodles. And then right now I have all these like excess noodles that were like little bits. I'm gonna go ahead and cook these up and see what they taste like.